I think prosciutto and cheese go together like peanut butter and jelly. I'm Sugar, and you're watching Cooking with Sugar TV. Today I'm going to show you how to make a barbecued brie with prosciutto and fig. It's only 3 ingredients. It's absolutely beautiful and delicious, and you're going to look like a superstar chef. So let's get started. The ingredients you need for this recipe are brie, fig jam, and some prosciutto, and that's it. This recipe is super easy to make. I have a 13-ounce whole wheel of brie, and I'm going to cut it down the center and cut it in 2 pieces. I'm going to put the fig jam inside, and then we're going to wrap it in the prosciutto. Super simple, then it goes on the barbecue. And you can do this whole step, put it on some parchment paper, cover it, and put it in the refrigerator until you're ready to go. But let me show you how easy it is to put together. So I have my wheel, and it's okay. Everyone wants to know, like, can you eat this coating on the brie? Yes, you can. So I'm going to just start first by cutting this in half. And hopefully I can do that without breaking it. There we go. So this is almost like a brie sandwich. Then we're going to take the jam. We're going to put it inside here. And just like you're making a sandwich, you're going to fill it with the jam. And I'm using fig jam because I like the flavor with the fig and the cheese and the prosciutto. I think it's so good. But you could use apricot or strawberry, whatever you like. And you want to make sure to leave some room on the edge, because when you put this on, you don't want it to dribble over too much. So when you put it back together, you want it to kind of look like that, so not too much is coming out the sides. Okay, so I'm going to set that there. And then this part, we're going to take the slices of prosciutto, and I have about 8 ounces of prosciutto, and we're going to fan them all out and then lay the cheese on top and kind of fold it over like a little blanket. Don't let the prosciutto get too warm, because then it's hard to handle. So you want to keep that cold in the fridge until you're ready to go. And this is probably the trickiest part, because the prosciutto is so thin. Now, if I have any extra little bits that kind of fall off, I save those on the side so that if I'm missing, if any of the brie isn't covered, I'll use those pieces to cover the brie, because you want it completely covered before it goes on the barbecue. So you don't want to see any of that white rind coming through. Okay, so do you see that wheel there? Now we're going to take the brie, put it on the center here, and then just start wrapping it. And we're just going to alternate going around, wrapping it up like a little package. Just use your fingers to kind of form it as you come around. And then with your hands, just make sure you mold it so that it's all on there and secure. And I have a little piece here that's coming through, so I save those little pieces. I'm going to use that. And like I said, you can do this earlier, before your party or before your barbecue. Set it aside on a piece of wax paper, cover it with some plastic wrap, put this in the refrigerator, and then when you're ready to barbecue, you're going to barbecue. So we have our barbecue going at about 350 degrees right now, and we're going to put it out there probably like 3 minutes on one side, then flip it over about 3 minutes on the other side, then set it off of the direct heat, so on a part of the grill that's cool, for about 5 minutes. So John's out there at the barbecue cooking it. He's going to bring it in a minute. Like we said, we flipped it over once, flipped it over again. If it doesn't look crispy enough, you could flip it over even a 3rd time. Just, you have to eyeball it and see how it looks, and then move it off of the hot part of the grill onto a cooler part of the grill so that it sets and gets soft. So John just brought this in from the barbecue, and you could see it's crispy. The prosciutto gets a nice crisp, and you could see I already have some cheese oozing out of there. And I just set it on a cutting board with some grapes and some little pieces of bread to serve it with, or crackers, however you want to do that. And I'm just going to let it sit a minute, and then we're going to slice it open. So when I put this out, I just put it out with a knife, and I'll start cutting it with just like maybe 1 or 2 pieces cut. And then as people come along and they want to eat it themselves, they can cut it themselves. Because if you cut the whole thing, all the cheese will ooze out. And the prosciutto gets like a little crunch. And I can see that fig jam starting to ooze out. So let's see what we have here. Oh, look at that. That's so beautiful. Gooey, and you have the crispy prosciutto, and you can serve that. I'm gonna plate it here. I'm gonna put it on the plate with some crackers and a couple of grapes. And look at how pretty that is. And look at this. Look at how gorgeous that looks. So I'm gonna get a picture of this and then I'm gonna taste it. And it's still like oozing, drippy, crispy, yummy. I'm just gonna take a bite. Oh my gosh. The saltiness of the prosciutto, the creaminess of the cheese, the sweet fig, the combination is so good. The minute you put this out, everyone's gonna devour it. For more recipes like this, be sure to log on to my website at cookingwithsugar.com, follow me on Instagram, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Oh, and share me with your friends. I'll see you out by the pool. You ready for this? Look at that.
My turn.
I'm gonna share. No. It's really the perfect dish for a hot summer day. Is that stupid? It's gonna have to be what it's gonna have to be.